we're live.
Evening,
How's it
mates.
going? Evening, Jay. It's just the two of us. It's like that song, isn't it? It's just the two of us, mate.
Just
today.
the two of us. We can make it
if we try.
We got 2 hours whilst the gaffers are away. The gaffers are away.
2 hours of singing. I think. Let's see how many we've got. Let's see how many we've got left at the end of the show for that. I don't think we'll have many. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying?
This is There's loads of people putting budget reefing videos out. This is live stream on a budget tonight, mate. I'm telling you, live stream on a budget. Just the two of us tonight.
Just the two.
It is.
You know what? I'm sure we'll make it well, mate. I'm sure we'll do well.
I hope
let
so.
me just.
Anyway,
there we
Friday.
go. Let me just get back onto this.
Thank God
Absolutely.
for that.
I know. Well, it's all right for jobs like yours because you have every Saturday and Sunday off, don't you? For me, it's like every day is exactly the same. So it's like my working week is Sunday to Sunday. That's it. So it's like I'd love to have a job where it was just when it was just what do you call it, Monday to Friday. But there's not many of them about.
Family and reefing for me every time. Family and reefing.
I know.
But you must get you have like a Monday, Tuesday. Is that your day? Or you do family reefing?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not like regular the same ones. It's different ones. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes it could be a Sunday off, Sunday Monday, or it could be a Sunday Wednesday, or it could be Saturday Sunday, or it could be any days, mixed days. But sometimes they're not together, so you don't feel like you've had a break if they're not together. Do you know what I mean? So that's the only problem. But anyway, enough of work. We don't want to talk about work. Going to start from the top. Techers Reefs in the house. Julie, nice to see you, Julie. Hope you're doing well. We've missed you over the last few weeks. Hope you're doing great.
And get to the end of the live stream because we always send it to sleep now. I think before the end, don't we? So
Absolutely.
Keep nudging it. If anybody's with Julie, keep nudging it.
Andrew Patterson's in. AB Reef, how's it going, mate? Skids is in the house. UK M120 is always in the house. And our good friend Ian is always in the house. And he's saying he's drinking mostly a nice glass of red wine. I used to love red wine, but now it gives me a massive headache, so I stay well away from it. Don't mind a nice glass of rosé, but yeah.
You have to spend more than £5 for a bottle of tea, that's what it is.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say I'm a Yorkshireman because I'm not. So.
You're quite frivolous. You're quite, free-handed with your money, aren't you? You spend a bit.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Let me see. Look at the banner as well. Have you still paying for the upgraded StreamYard?
Yeah, it's still on it. It's still on it. Yeah. So UK Reef, NG Reefs in the house, and Tank 1978. He's in the house. So. Fair few guys, you guys, fair few of the regulars. John, Phil's in. Haley has joined us as well. And Chris always joins us. So and Julian. And MBM Aquatics, mentioned them last week. Mickey Boy Mick is in the house once again.
So down there. Up there, it's Doncaster, isn't it? I think they are.
Yeah, I think it's Doncaster. Yeah.
So
I think I've caught a lot of you guys. Sorry if I've not. Sky Marine, Dan's Reef, and finally Stu's Reef. Oh, and we can't miss Brett out. Brett's in there as well.
Nice one, Brett.
He said he's working again. Lads flying down the A34 for the end of the live stream. So who was that?
Flying and not stuck in traffic at the moment. Friday night. Friday's a nightmare for traffic, aren't they normally? But
keep us on
the radio.
It wasn't Brett who joined us at 1 minute past 10. 1 minute to 10 the other night last week, was it?
I think it might have been, mate.
Who was that last week? Because we mentioned it. We say,
I went, have I missed it? Just like,
have I missed it? Yeah.
Awesome. I don't know if it was.
Yeah, have I missed it?
Yeah,
have I missed it? AB's putting times up, guys. Are that singing? What's going on? What you trying to say?
Is it like our
what are you trying to say?
I mean, I think Craig David's a good singer.
I do actually. I think he's all right. Not seen him for a while.
You're his tribute, aren't you?
Yeah, so, some people say that, mate.
7 days of reefing with Mogsy, that's what it is,
Yeah, 7 days of reefing.
yeah.
Anyway, Jay.
Yes.
All's well with your tank this week? How's things been going? Any dramas? Or
No, not
like
really.
That? Is it all good?
All's good at the moment. I say I think it's about 20 months old now, and it's just in its stride. Water change. I've done my water change today. Do me Friday water change. But yeah, it's just, it's like once it's seeded and you got your bacteria, you've got your parameters stable. It takes something quite major then to knock it off its pedestal. I shouldn't say this now. Next week I'll be like, oh mate,
we'll be having a Cobra meeting in the middle of next week.
So just before I came on stream, I have a bit of air algae. So I have on the rocks. I have a bit of air algae. I don't mind it because all the corals look all right. But I have to manually remove it. So I end up manually removing that, scrubbing the rocks down with a bit of toothbrush because I get a little bit of algae on the rocks, and it's just in one little patch here. It doesn't harm anything, but it's just every time I do a water change, I just get it off. Did my water change, it was about 15% today. And then after my water change, phytoplankton goes in, fresh. Should I say fresh? Well, I put some copepods in there. The little white and red.
Yeah, the bags.
Yeah. Put them in.
Yeah.
Put brine shrimp in. Put 1 ml of iodine back in. So every time I do a water change, I have this, like, you're probably the same. I have this little routine of everything that I put back in. It's always phyto. I top up the amino acids. So I'll dose like 2 ml of amino, iodine, 1 ml, and then some live foods in. And then a cap full of Dr. Tim's Eco Balance.
Oh right, yeah.
There must be about.
In
after me water change just to
yeah. I mean, a lot of people going on to that, Jay. It's like a lot of people they tend to forget. Like, even though we've got good bacteria in our tanks and stuff like that, even if it's a mature tank, like yours, 18 months, 20 months, whatever. Mine 3.5 years old and stuff like that. Yeah. It still needs topping. It still needs topping up. I still use that Microbacter 7. The Microbacter 7. Yeah. I still got a tub of that, and not all the time, but it's in the cupboard. It's in the cupboard at the side of me. Sometimes I'll just go, you know what? I'll just do a couple of caps and I'll just top the tank up.
Yeah.
It doesn't need it, but it doesn't do it any harm either. You know what I mean? So just topping that beneficial bacteria up and all that and putting it in. It's well worth it if you've got a bottle lying around, or even if you haven't, go out, buy one and just top your tank up, and you'll see a difference because it just multiplies your bacteria in your tank. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be without a bottle of bacteria. Every time I do a water change, and
just
show
top it up.
people loads. I'll just show it in case anybody knew. But I use that that Microbacter 7. Everybody
that's what I use.
That one that you use.
I love it.
Amazing, yeah.
I love it. I love it, mate.
People talk about is the Eco Balance. Mate,
oh yeah,
I've used that, a cap full of that after a water change. I've never really had any problems. It just, I don't know what it is. It
Dr. Tim's.
It takes the edge off that crisp water. It replenishes your bacteria.
Dr. Tim's.
Dr. Tim's, yeah, it's good.
They are. All Dr. Tim's good stuff. Stuff is good.
Yeah,
the starter, the starter pack that you can get and all that, the beneficial bacteria and all that, and then you get the ammonia. I know loads of people. I did it actually. I started it. On this 350, not with 170. I did it with 350 on Dr. Tim's. Just to make sure that it didn't I didn't get algae or cyano, because obviously I was going from a smaller tank to a larger one, and I'd never seen any of it. It just transitioned perfect. Might have been sheer luck, but it just transitioned, and it was by Dr. Tim's, so it was spot on. It's spot on that
Speaking
stuff.
about Dr. Tim's, if you're cycling your tank, that Dr. Tim's video on cycling your tank is incredible. It's quite scientific and technical, but if you're
intense,
a newbie, but if you're a newbie, watch it. It tells you about the nitrogen cycle, and it tells you how to cycle a tank. Dr. Tim's, I must be called how to cycle a tank. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, I'm just Ross. We spoke to Ross. He's doing well, mate. Like I said, he is okay. Everything's fine with him. personally. He's just got a few issues that he's dealing with, but as you know, we've been in contact with him, and he's all's good, all's good. He can't wait to get back with us. He's just having a fair few weeks off, you know what I mean, and a bit of a break from it all, I think. And then he's going to be raring to go, and hopefully, sooner or later, his tank's going to be up and running, his new tank. So fingers crossed. That'll be up and running, and yeah, we can't wait to see it. So hope you're well, Ross, and yeah, we're thinking of you, mate.
Mate, I can't wait to get him back on here. You know, when there's the four of us, just you know, it's good, innit?
UK Reef Bro Cobra meeting incoming. Yeah, absolutely, mate. It's possible. It's quite hopefully not, because you know what? It's not. We don't like Cobra meetings. We don't like Cobra meetings, but you know, Cobra meeting is a sign of it's a sign of something major going on. Julie's put down. She has a bit of red slime in corner. You know what? It could be a few things that Julie make sure try and get a bit more flow in the corner. Try and siphon it out. Do that sort of stuff. You know what I mean with it, because red slime is a difficult. We spoke about this last week, didn't we? You're saying like you can remove the red slime, cyano stuff like that, and you can get it off your sand bed. You can get it off your rock. And I guarantee you, the next day it'll look perfect. You'll have a white sand bed and everything. The next day you'll come down, it'll be there. It's like Groundhog Day, and it's just like on and on and on, and it's just like you come down. Isn't it? It's like that Groundhog Day, you know, that film where he does one thing and then the next day he comes and he does exactly the same, and it's the same. It's the same cycle with that with red slime and stuff like that. It's an awful thing to deal with, but there's a few things out there that you can get rid of it on, or like I said, just to up your flow and stuff. Make sure it gets circulating in that area, and you'll be good to go with it.
It's like most.
Have you had slime? Have you had red slime?
Yeah, I had cyano last year, quite bad in like June. It took me about 2 or 3 months to get rid of it. And then I've had a little bit, maybe like what Julie says, just actually underneath the surface. I was just going to say, like most of the issues with the tank, like I know Actasia or whatever it is, algae, slime, manual removal. If you can manually remove it, get it out, get it off the rock without using chemicals and stuff like that. That's always going to be the best option. Yeah, try and suck it out.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I mean, it's absolutely a good tip. 100%, mate. I mean, I'm not one for like putting things in my tank. If I don't need to, then I won't. I mean, I was like when my nitrates went up to 44, and I was like, what in the hell's going on here now? I don't really know what that was about, to be fair. Even to this day, I don't know why they went up, because I was feeding the same. My nitrates have never gone that in 2 years, you know what I mean? For me, it was like trying to address the problem and think, well, what have I done wrong? What have I done different in my tank? But I haven't done anything, so I don't know if it was a spike, whether something's died in there, or I don't know. It could be anything, but anyway, I used the Nitrophos, the Aquaforest Nitrophos. The Aquaforest Nitrophos.
Yeah. Is that what got it out?
Yeah, I used the Nitrophos, and it just slowly brought it down. Slowly brought it down over a couple of weeks, and now it's like I tested it not yesterday, the day before it was, because I tend to test it now so it doesn't like completely like bottom out, and it was reading at 8.1. So I think last week it was 8.3, so 8.2. So it's staying at, I think. But I haven't dosed anything for 3 weeks now. So it seems to have got back to where it was. Phosphates are a bit low still. They're at 0.02, but you know what, we could deal with it. As long as there's a bit of it, I don't mind. You know what I mean? But when you don't want it to bottom out, because it's just a nightmare, and we could talk for hours on that. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, I know it's a bit out there, Steve, but for high nitrates, what about do you fancy a water change? No fancy water. You're like, I'll go to Nitrophos, I'll get it down, rather than just have,
Yeah, I'll go to Nitrophos. Absolutely, mate.
It's the last water change now. That was about 9 months, wasn't it?
It was that thing when we had. Yeah, that was it. It was 25 litres or so. So it wasn't even anything, was it? It wasn't even 10% of it, 8%.
Yeah.
But you know what though? I had this conversation with a friend of mine in the shop the other day. in the local LFS, and he was talking about it, and he tunes in, but he doesn't put his name down, you know, on here, like, and he does watch every so often.
That's all right.
He does watch and all that, and he's the owner of a shop. He's the owner of a shop in Salford, so. So speaking to him, and I was like, you know, talking. So he's like, yeah, you don't do any water change. I said, yeah, I don't do any water changes. He says, you do, and I'm like, I don't. And he says, you do water changes, and I'm like, well, you tell me when I do water changes. He said, every time your ATO goes off. And I thought about it, and I thought, it's true that, because if you think about it, the water is evaporating. Yeah, the salt isn't evaporating. The water is. So every time my ATO goes on, it pumps more water into it. Yeah. So when I sat there, I stood there. So
you telling me? That's yeah.
So irrelevant, mate. I am doing water changes, even though I don't want to. So in a way, it makes sense. We all do water changes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because if we just left our tank, say for instance, we had no auto top off, and we left our tank, the water would evaporate out of our tanks eventually, and the salinity would go up.
But what about
what I mean?
The phosphates and the nitrates? They're not evaporating. That's the thing, isn't it?
No, they're not. No. I'm talking like as in like water changes. I'm not talking about like the elements and stuff like that. They're all going to be in it for sure. Yeah. And the molecules, but I'm talking about just as in water changes, and everybody does water changes because we dose it with RO. So when I thought about it, I thought, you know what, you're right there. As much as I wanted to argue with him and say you're wrong, I couldn't do it because he was right. So you know what, it's a good call by him, really. It was it was
tell you what,
it was definitely an eye opener. You know what I mean?
I mean, Paul and Ross think it'll have gone downhill without them two, but we've used the word molecules. You know what I mean? We're just. Who says absolutely, we can't talk about reefing, HD?
Exactly.
Even though the cats are away, you know, we can still keep it reefing. I was going to talk to you about ATO. Didn't you have an issue with your ATO recently? Wasn't there?
Mate. Oh, yeah. God. Well, I came down the other day, and I was like, you know, where you've got a feeling, and I looked in the sump, and I literally it was that far away from the top. So I'm like, holy moly, what's gone on here, like? And I looked, and the green light on the D&D sensor on the auto top off is usually on all the time, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I don't know.
I looked at it's completely gone off. So I was like, holy mo. Anyway, cut a long story short, the auto top off has failed, and it's dumped all the water into my sump. Thankfully, it dumped around 10 to 12 litres of water of RO in my sump. Yeah. So it isn't too bad. It wasn't as bad. So the first thing I did was check the salinity. Salinity went down to 1.023, so it wasn't drastic, it wasn't major, so we didn't have to panic about it, you know what I mean? Yeah. Now, if I would have had 25 litres, could have been a bit of an issue, could have gone, you know, but I changed that barrel about four days ago, so really it takes a 25 litre can lasts me about a week, really, in here, you know what I mean? It lasts me about 6 to 7 days, so I knew that I'd changed it 3 or 4 days before, so they could have only been in 10, 11 litres at least, well, maximum, I would have thought. So that's what got dosed into the tank. So obviously, stripped it all out. I was like, peed off, looked at to see if I could get a pump, and every one of them sold out. Now, the one I wanted, I couldn't get in the first place. That's why I bought the D&D. Nothing wrong with the D&D ATO. Fantastic.
I've heard of a couple of them failing though. I have people saying the sensor's failing on them and stuff. I have heard, but think of how many thousands are sold. Well, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I've heard. I have heard a couple of them, you know, failing and stuff, but like nothing major. Like every one of them saying, "Oh, it's failed. Crap. Take it back." Blah blah blah. I've never heard that. So I went off of that, and I've had that for 2.5 years. So you know what, it's done pretty good, and for £60 odd, I think it's 65 quid. You know, it's not bad. You know what I mean? But the one originally wanted was the Tunzi osmolator, the 3155. I've got the Tunzi, and it's amazing. I've got the Tunzi, but it's amazing. Yeah. But you could never have it like in a bedroom or anything like that. Oh my god.
No.
Like there's noise outside when it kicks in.
Yeah. You know when Ross says that seat J pump was loud.
Yeah.
Hey, it's like having a jackhammer in the bloody house. You know when that goes off. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? When it went off, mate, I swear to God, my missus shit herself. I'm sorry, I'm not. We're not monetized it.
It's not even
We're not. I know we're not monetized, mate. So YouTube probably, you know what I mean. They'll be good. They'll be good. But yeah, she was like, "What in the hell is that?" I'm like, I looked at her. I just stared at her like that. I think that's the pump. She's like, "Oh my God, thank God." She said exactly the same thing. She said, "Thank God it's not." Thank God it's not in the tank. Well, you know what? You know what she was watching? She was not like watching that Love Island like most women do. You know what I mean? Like with a daughter. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh my God, what the hell?
Love Island, Steve.
Yeah, and she just stared at me like, what in hell, as if like I'd shot somebody or something. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. So anyway, I looked at it and I thought, you know what, I went down to the local and he had one in stock, and they're expensive. Don't get me wrong. You've got the nano one, haven't you? Have you got the nano one?
I've got the nano one, but it hasn't missed a beat, mate. It is really
exactly.
Good.
Exactly, and I've and the reason I wanted one of them in the end was I wanted to change. I wanted one of them, in the first place, and they didn't have them in stock, so I ended up with a D&D, and it was all right. So finally, I managed to get one, and I've set it all up and everything. And apart from the pump, like you said, which is a little bit too noisy, do you know what I mean? But it doesn't go on and off all the time, does it? So it's not too bad, do you know what I mean? Yeah. You know what? It's a 10 out of 10 from it. And the good thing with these is there's 3 fail safes on this one, because you've got the timer where if it starts to dose, it only doses for a certain amount of time.
And then it
I think it's 10 or 50. Yeah, on the highest setting, on the most flow, and then you've got the optical sensor where God forbid anything fails on that. Say for instance, something gets stuck or whatever. Yeah. Then you've got the float sensor. So if that sticks, the float sensor triggers it, saying it's gone too high. Do you know what I mean? So you've got a few fail safes for that. So for me, it's worth its weight in gold. It's worth its weight in gold. So especially like dosing all that water, and that was a bit of a shock. Like all that water and seeing it in the sump, I was like, holy, it's a shock. So and plus it skimmed all my skim because the water level risen in the sump. The skimmer went mad. And I had about half a cup of skim, mate, which I didn't enter, and went into the sump. So it was like, oh man, what the hell? Anyway, it got circulated, and it's come back out now. So it is what it is. But
basically, that's dropped back in. That's what that is.
Yeah. So I've finally sorted it all. It's all up and running, and touch wood, we've had no issues now. You know what I mean? So.
You'd have to be unlucky for those 3 fail safes to go. You'd have to be unlucky. I think mine's only got 2. Mine's got a timer, and it's like a toilet float in it. When you fills up the system, it's like that. Mine, a little float. It's like a little plastic float thing. But
that's right. Yeah.
Good. Mine hasn't got the laser sensor on it.
No, yours hasn't got the optical. It's just a float in it on the nano one.
The time, but it's good. Mate. Did you have to wire it up though when you bought it?
Yeah. I don't like that.
The company, it's weird, isn't it?
I know. I don't like that idea, and I don't understand why they do it. I mean, no, I do understand how they do it because
connectors, aren't you?
Because you're putting it. Say for instance, you've only got a small cabinet and you've got your old drill holes. Say for instance, you can put that cable through, can't you, and then plug it in that way. That's so I know why they do it, But I mean, there's not very clear instructions.
Like, I'm not an electrician here. What's going on?
Exactly, yeah. I'm putting it in the right slot here. You know what I mean? I don't know where I'm putting it in the right slot, but anyway, I read up on it.
You can't put it in the wrong slot, apparently, Steve.
Oh, can you?
Apparently there's no wrong slot.
Oh no. That's right. Yeah. You can't go wrong. I read that myself. So yeah, I read that, and thankfully
the instruction manuals. Blokes read the instruction manual. What's going on?
Yeah, I never need it.
Like, what the hell is this? There's wires everywhere. But it is a good bit of kit.
Really it is a good bit of kit, and like you said, and I love like.
Is Julie still there? She said about that red slime. I know Paul's not got one of these. He ain't got a baster, but that's what I use. I just put it on the sandbed, just sucked it straight up. Because it comes off it's like a bit like it's like a sheet when it's on your sandbed. And,
it does.
I had it last year like that. Just sucked it up. It took me a bit. It does break up a little bit, but I just
right. NG Reefer's put down. He's just started filling his tank with his first corals. He says he only has a Duncan. and a zoophrag so far.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there a right time to start feeding them, or should I wait until I have more? I was thinking Red Sea AB plus. Yeah, listen, I'd wait until you got a few more, because, I mean, obviously with your fishing in your tank and stuff, and you're feeding the food with the fish, you know, and stuff like that. Believe it or not, corals take little tiny microscopic bits from that fish food, and that's what they take, you know what I mean? Plus the photosynthetics, so they take the light, you know what I mean? The light is basically what grows coral. Not many, I mean, you look at some main big reefers, yeah, and even like that reef builders, yeah, he says he doesn't even feed his corals a lot of the time.
Yeah, you know, like, about whether you feed
yeah, they
or
don't
you
feed
don't
them.
feed.
Yeah, there's a huge debate whether you should feed them or whether you shouldn't.
And that's a big. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a long story. Do you guys feed your corals, or do you spot feed them? I spot feed a couple of them. So I spot feed my clams with phytoplankton. I spot feed my scollies, and I spot feed my euphyllias. So other than that, I spot feed them because euphyllias love meaty corals. They love mysis. Feed them, spot them in them, and they take it up, mate. Literally curl up. Yeah, trust me. Get some mysis. Obviously, feed your fish first, because what happens is, if you don't feed your fish, they go after the corals then and start to take the food out of their mouths. You know what I mean?
No, you don't want that there.
So you don't want that happening, no. But yeah, if I was you, mate, get a few more corals in your tank, and then, like you said, start dosing Red Sea. I mean, the AB plus is pretty good. That's the yellow stuff that used to be in 2 separate bottles. Now they made it into the 1 bottle, haven't they? And only start with that with a little bit, because I know it's like really potent, that stuff. It's really strong stuff. So just start with a very little amount of it, literally, depending on obviously the size of your tank. And
I never got on with that AB plus, Steve. It looks good. Like when you drop it in and you see that bright toxic yellow.
Oh, the yellow.
But then the colors never really got any better. So for me, it's live phyto. They love a bit of live phyto and amino acids, mate. That's the one. I mean, there's loads of different brands. Don't matter which brand, but amino acids. When you've got quite a few corals, you know, I don't think you can go wrong with dosing a little bit of amino acids. You dose amino acids, don't you?
Yeah, I dose loads of stuff, mate. Yeah. In fact, I dose that much. I've done a video before on like what a dose. It's just stupid amount of like stuff. But like you said, I mean, I don't. Sometimes I don't have like a set routine. I mean, sometimes I forget, and then I might dose it the next day. Do you know what I mean? So there's no set routine of when I dose. I know roughly when I need to dose and when I don't. You know what I mean? So, but I've got into that habit now. I've been doing it 3.5 years on the same tank, so I know exactly like roughly what I need to dose and when I dose it. So, I mean, yeah, there's loads of stuff that you could dose, but like I said, the best things that I had was probably reefroids, but the nitrates and phosphates went crazy. So it was like, you know, you had to ease off on it, because I mean they were going really high. So I eased off
by that reefroids as well. It must. I think I need to give it a go. A lot of people say.
Well, I've got another tub. I bought another tub, so only a small tub, which will probably last.
Powder.
Yeah, it's a powder. Yeah, and it smells like.
Mix it with RO.
Yeah, you just mix it in a little tub, just mix it up like that, and then put it in, and then get the turkey baster, and then just switch all your pumps off, and then just basically switch all your flow off, and then just just squirt it in there. It's not spot feed it, just squirt it all over your tank. Do you know what I mean?
Feeding,
and it just goes all. You want to see like scollies and see all like zoas, they all take it in, mate. Like suck it up.
Just keep absolutely love phosphates with it, because I've heard it.
But it can raise your phosphates for sure. UK Reef Bro says same thing happened to him, and it flooded his tank.
Flooded his kitchen.
That's
not good. The same. See, look, Jonathan this D&D ATO. There's a few people had issues with it. Yeah. I didn't realise it was that bad. I have seen on some forums about them and things saying that they were, you know, that they had the sensor had failed and stuff like that. Like you said, really, all you've got is the optical sensor, haven't you? You know, on him. Yeah, that's it. Just the one, isn't it?
So, yeah. So if, for instance, it gets dirty, salt creep, anything like that, game over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think what happened in mine, when I looked at it, I think the seal had started to come away, and I think the water had got in between the seal. and I think it had like tripped it, you know, that sense. Thankfully, it didn't trip me electric, but I think that's because when I started to try and scrape it all off, and I could see like the actual plastic at the back, and it was a tiny little microscopic, like as if somebody put like a pin in it, you know, a pin. So I don't know where it started to come up, and I think it shorted there. That's all I can think of. Anyway, it broke. So, but yeah,
I mean,
it is what it is.
You have a spare one, Steve. I know you have like spare heaters. You have
Exactly, yeah.
No spare ATO. I do fancy that.
No spare ATO. It's very strange. That I might have to buy another one. Just leave it in the house, just in case.
Mate, you are like super prepared reefer. You are. You always got spares and stuff normally.
I'm not prepared. I just have spares. I do have spares.
Experience. You know that when it goes wrong at like 12 at night when the shops are shut.
Absolutely. That's what will happen. The more problems you will have, the more issues you'll have. Sorry, is in the evening. I guarantee you, something will happen in the evening when shops are shut. And 9 times out of 10, it'll be Sunday and they don't open till it'll be a Saturday and they don't open till Sunday late on. Do you know what I mean? So you'll guarantee, you know, it's something like that. So absolutely, yeah. So. Just try to read some of these comments.
It's return pump, isn't it? The main spare you should have is a return pump, isn't it? That's like the number one. Then the heat bar, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Those two should always have spare.
Yeah, for sure. Let me see. Let me see where I am now. I'll just hope you.
Speaking of broken thing, I catch up with the chat.
Yeah, I'm just having a quick look. Yeah, I'm still awake.
Yes. What time are we on? past. Yes. Doing well, Julie. Sticking in there.
Feed and fish turds. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Chris has put, he just doses a small amount of aminos. And then spots feed. And cottage reef, yeah, absolutely. Fish, yeah, he's brilliant food, absolutely. Nick's in the house. How's it going, Nick?
Yeah, Nick, you all right?
Hope you're well, mate. Nice to see you in the house.
Yeah, good.
Julie's put, needs to get rid of her zoas. Why is that, Julie?
Why?
Oh, she says a shrimp's burying them. That's why. So,
right.
That's strange.
What, with the
that's
sand?
Strange. Yeah.
Picking the sand up.
And Cotty's put down PO4 with Reefroids. Absolutely, that's 100%, mate.
So basically, if you're using it, you need to do quite a lot of water change. Well, you need to be doing regular water change, don't you? By the sounds of it.
Yeah, and Jackie's put Reef Dog complained about the noisy pump. Yeah. I haven't seen his video actually, so I might go check that one out.
I have seen that one.
Have you?
I
haven't seen that one.
Yeah,
I might go check that one out actually. But yeah, I'm just gonna have a look.
I bet a lot of people have got them in the chat. Tons of 80.
Yeah.
They are good.
Going back to Jonathan's question here. Hope the coddles appreciated getting suited and booted for the viewing. That question had to come up today, didn't it?
It did. Thanks for seeing it on Instagram. To be fair, so this is like a running joke, isn't it? Now, because I went once about a year ago with a suit on. Now everybody thinks I go with a suit on. So I thought, you know what? I've left work.
You're gonna keep it.
I'll take a picture outside the shop with the suit on. People think it's serious, but yeah.
It's fun. Yeah, it's great.
I'm just going straight from work, but that shop, that Signature Frag shop, your mate has got a brand new, fresh order in, as it were. Loads growing out in the back. Loads just come in. There is some nice piece of steel coming out in June, July, and then a bit later in the year. But some really.
You know what? He has got some incredibles. I keep saying I'm going to go and pay him a visit. I have messaged him and he's like, yeah, come up and this. And you know what? It's just I haven't got a suit. I ain't got a suit as good as you, mate. And I don't think I can't even borrow yours because you're not the right size. So.
Too big. Yeah, you must come over. You must come over once and we'll go. But yeah,
we will do, mate.
Super nice corals. In particular, there's some nice torches in there growing out, and there's some gonnies, some really nice gonnies.
You know what my mouth drools over all the time. You know what I'm going to say, don't you?
What?
You know which one I'm going to say. It's a Euphilia. which one that he always puts up on it, and I'm like, I need that. I need that in my life.
He's got a few tiger torches in, mate, and they look.
He's got He's got the tiger, but that banana one, the banana one.
Oh yeah.
Oh mate, every time, even my missus says, you know what, that is an incredible coral.
They look like
she
Australian golds.
They just look so bright.
They tend to have a tiny bit of green at the base of them, so they look a bit like they look like like a banana, as it says. They're not completely gold. They are a little bit green at the bottom, but mainly. But the gold is proper. It's like fluorescent. It's bright. They are bright. But
That's it, mate. It's just like
the torch. I think personally, I mean, I've got a couple of torches. I think it's best to go and see them because then you know what you get. You know what the colours look like, because I think a torch you can the colours can be different from a photograph on eBay, someone's website. And I think Christian, he doesn't let you have a mail order on torches. You have to go and pick them up, so you can see them and you go, you know what, actually don't fancy it anymore, or I really like it, and it's so because it's so expensive as well. Like why are they 200, 250, 300? You don't want it dying in a bloody post box, do you? So,
transit, no, do you? No. Do you?
Yeah,
and that's it. Nice. But I totally agree, especially with like things like that, higher end stuff, and they like works of art, aren't they? Some of them. So when you see some of them, you're like, wow, that is just like incredible. So some corals I've seen and I've gone, oh my god, I mean, I look at my tank and I go, you know what, I love my tank and I love my corals in it. Don't get me wrong, but I see some other corals and I go, wow. I'd trade this and this for that. You know what I mean? That's what in my mindset. But I mean, you've got to see
chasing the game because you think like I've got some nice corals, but then I go to the shop every time. I'm like, oh, I really want that one now. I want that one. It's just like you think that there's better ones out there all the time, don't you? Some nicer ones, more coloured up or whatever. Because when I got that chalice, I thought, God, that's amazing. But now I see other ones. And I'm like, oh my god, that's actually better than mine. That's nicer. Might have to change it. Yeah, it's crazy, but he's got some really nice pieces at the moment.
Next put Moggs dress code as a mankini when you come to it, mate. I don't want to embarrass you. Mate. You know what I mean? If I come dressed as that, Aquarians put Christian is a very ethical coral seller. Stunning stock. Exactly. He is 100%, mate. I mean, you can tell like they like his babies, aren't they? You know what I mean? He's like
I tried to buy
meticulous.
2 other corals. I tried to buy 2 corals from him. He wouldn't sell them to me. Do you know why? Because he said your tank's not ready, or you're going to kill it. Basically, that's what he said to me.
Is that what?
Serious?
Hey, full of optimism, then, isn't it?
He's like, you take this home, it'll be dead. You're not having it. And I'm like, to be fair, it was an Acropora tenuis, which is like, it's a different level. And and my SPS record, I've got easy keep SPS. So to be fair, he's got a valid point, and he was like, I don't want it, I don't want you to feel sad when it dies, because it will. He's protecting his livestock as well.
And I don't want your missus to kick the crap out of you because you've spent so much on it as well.
Well, yeah, I think it'd been, and it's only quite a small frag, but I think it'd have been nearly £100. It was just, when it's just like, it was about 4 different colours on this frag, and it was all the polyp extension. It was all fluffed up, this tenuis. And I'm like, God, that looks ace.
I've got a few of them in my tank, and they just look incredible when the polyps are. But the polyps on mine tend to come out a hell of a lot longer at night time when the lights go out. You know what I mean? So exactly, and I'm like,
night vision,
I need some night vision goggles or something. Do you know what I mean? This is not good. This. I mean, why? You know what I mean? But they're feeding at night, aren't they?
It looks better at night when you're asleep,
mate. Well, they're feeding at night time, aren't they? So they're getting all the little particles, all the little food bits and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So So at the end of the day, yeah, I obviously understand the reason why they do it and everything, but they're still out during the day when the lights on, but they're not as long as what they are at night time. Do you know what
I
I
know
mean?
you're
But
saying
they are
they
a
are
lovely,
really active because
beautiful.
I've got my Google camera here, look, and it's got
Yeah.
infrared on it. It's not designed for
Oh
reef.
yeah.
It's basically designed for robbers, isn't it? Coming into your house, but yeah, it's got infrared, so it comes on at night, so I can see the tank. And like the cleanup crew, mate, they work nights. They definitely work nights. They're all over.
Of course they do, yeah.
The shrimp who hangs in the cave all day long, at night he's all over the shop. He's all over the tank.
Yeah.
And then, like you say, the corals, you can just see that they're like feeding like mad off others in the water column, getting ready for the next day of light.
Hayley mentioned this. She says always new or different corals out there that we want, but it's nice to see the ones that you've already got in your tank fill out, and it's true that I totally agree. And probably the best joy that I've had in my tank is when I put tiny little SPS frags in my tank, tiny little 1.5 inch, and now like they're completely covering each other. They're like fighting for territory, and I'm like, why did I put them so close together? Do you know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
I totally agree in that sense, 100%. But then, Hayley, it also goes in another way of thinking, right now, I need a bigger tank now, so it's going to cost me even more. But then it's like, for me, I've spoke about it, it's just too big. I don't think the floor would take it in my house. It's an old terraced house, so really don't think I don't think it'd support it. Plus, if it did, I'd have to pull the floorboards up. It's a nightmare, mate. I'd have to get a structural engineer in to make sure that I could.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So
couldn't
it's
you
a lot of hassle.
Bits then? You know, like there's always going to be a bit.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of my tank. I think, you know what? I'm not maximising that area at the moment. Could you just like take a few corals out, do a little mini rescape, rebuild it up possibly?
The only way I think I could do it is like when I spoke in the past about, you know, where the torches are, the torches are more like the front, are more to the front, and more to the front.
I mean, you could show us, Steve. Right? Can we see it? Or is the lights on or not? No.
Well, the lights off. Yeah, the lights off. There's the tank. Yeah, it's gone off.
The expensive electric now in Manchester, isn't
it? Exactly, mate. Yeah, got to switch off for half 8. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah. So I'm thinking, like I said, of getting more rock and building up sideways and getting the branching rock. The is it the Fiji pink?
Yeah.
The Fiji pink.
I think I like the look of that, to be honest. I don't know if I like it.
I've seen some. But
aren't they?
Yeah, they are, but you can make it. I've seen some stunning tanks with them. Like the way they design. Now, obviously, I wouldn't want to rush it. I'd want to but what I'd think of doing is like drilling a hole through the rock and then wedging the actual part into it. The actual thing. But so it's as if it's actually coming out of the rock. Do you know what I mean? So I've looked at it and I've seen a couple of pieces actually, which I was so tempted to buy when I went and got the ATO because they had some in stock. But the only problem I had was, when you see it in person, you think that's too big. It's too small, don't you? The issue you have is if I look at my tank now and I think if I would have brought that home, that would have been way too big for me to have put in the tank, and it would have looked stupid. So I don't really want to do that because the moment you get it wet, you can't take it back. Do you know what I mean?
It's not cheap, is it? It's not cheap stuff.
And it's you know what? 2 pieces. I'm talking 2 pieces of this stuff, and it come with 56 quid.
Yeah, it's quite dear. It looks
holy.
It's like purple driftwood, isn't it, basically? It looks like that.
No, it's rock, but it's got like the pink, as if it looks like you've got coralline algae on it. So I want it to blend in. I'm not going to shove like a white piece of rock in my tank. It just looks stupid. So I want something which going to blend in with with the actual rock and stuff. So, but I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking, you know what? That's the way I think I might go, because then over on that side, I'm thinking of seeing Christian and getting some super nice SPS and going all in for it, with the SPS on the right hand side, and then we've got a whole row of SPS and a whole row of SPS all the way along the top, and then we've got the euphyllias and the softies on the floor. So that's what I'm thinking of doing, mate.
It's making you smile just even talking about it. Look at it.
That's what I mean, mate. It makes me smile. I do want it.
When you kind of you fill your tank up and you don't want a new tank, I think you just go round and work on little areas then just to really maximise what you've got there. But it's like you say,
I mean,
it's more satisfying than growing corals. It is. It's just your meticulous work is just shown into it when you can look at your tank, you see all them corals thriving.
Absolutely. It's like you're working. It's like you're working your dedication, because it's not easy to set. I mean, we talk about how easy it is, isn't it? Like to set a tank up, it is, isn't it? But it's like dedication, isn't it? And like, you know, like the way you are, you dedicate your time, don't you, to setting a tank up, and like you want to see it thrive. And then when you start seeing things grow, you're like, oh, it's great, this, I love it. And then they grow bigger, and then then you're like, hold it, right? Well, I didn't want it that close, and then you're like. Now you're like, stop growing, start growing upwards. You know what I mean? And now it's like, I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it now. But
constant.
UK Reef Bros put
backshift reefer. That made me laugh, mate. The reason why I didn't get the coral apparently is because there'd have been too many colours in my tank. Different shades, 50 shades of brown. Oh, maybe that's something else.
Nick's put, we did Michael Allen's wife's 7-foot tank in his old terrace house. You know, I've seen that a few times. Yeah. It was a beautiful tank, don't get me wrong, but literally it'd probably take up. Michael Allen's room is probably about the size of my room, actually, and it took up half the size. It took up half of his room when I went in and collected some corals off him. So it was a nice, really nice tank, Michael Allen's tank. I've got to admit, you know what I mean, really, really nice.
It was custom, wasn't it?
But it was massive. Obviously, the wife, it was massive. It was huge. But in a terrace house, and it was right in the center. It was near enough right in the center of his house. So you know what I mean. You got some stress there for sure on the joints.
That's a full-on addict. If you've got a 7-foot tank in a terrace house.
Oh. Yeah, but he had a living room. You see, he had 2 living rooms, you see. So he had a front living room, then he had a back room, whereas I've just got the one room in the kitchen. Do you know what I mean? So, but it's not too bad. Don't know if it's been asked before, but what coral do you regret adding to your tank?
Question. We are going to need your questions tonight, because I say there's only 2 of us, isn't there? So,
get your questions. And do what Ian's saying. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Come on. This is the second week on the roll. This is 57 people watching.
Remind me, I've got a story to tell about you. Ian's told me a story today, so remind me, because I can tell that story as well.
I will do.
Coral that I regret adding. It wasn't a coral. Mine was an anemone.
Yeah.
So obviously,
I'm the same.
It's part of the jellyfish family, and I was like, "Oh, I've got the clownfish. Get me an anemone." And then the anemone will host the clowns, and I'll have that like perfect idyllic reset. And then I was like, and do you know what? I feel like I've been cheated. when I got him, I'm like, they paid no attention to it, absolutely like nothing at all. Then it started wandering, and I was like, oh my God, here we go. And I've got, I was like, oh my God, it's going towards the torches and hear that. So I was like, it's coming out. And to get it out, I had to take the whole scape out and claw it off the blooming with its foot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But it's just like, I found out this after I put mine in. There's only a few species of Ocellaris clownfish that live in anemones or anemones will host. In terms of like, so I've got mocha clowns here, and they apparently they're not interested in anemones apparently. Whereas like, is it your tomato clown?
They do. And the normal
Ocellaris
clownfish, the normal orange ones, they love clownfish.
They love clownfish.
The normal orange ones. They love anemones. Yeah, they love clownfish. Yeah, they are clownfish. Yeah, no, they love.
We've just worked out what me and Steve.
No, they love some.
Did you know that? Did you know that only certain species, like certain types?
I didn't. No. Have you? I mean, because I've seen like David Attenborough's, the marine show and all that. David Attenborough went diving and all that.
Planet
Earth. The Blue Planet, and you see all clownfish hosting anemones, blacks, red, orange ones, the whole lot. Clownfish.
Have you ever seen a storm one in one?
But they're fingers, aren't they? They're designer clownfish.
They're like designed like that.
Do you know what I mean?
The mockers that I had, they're only like 30 quid each. Something. They're not. The class is designer, but they're not expensive. But like them storm, you never see that. Well, maybe someone in the chat will go, "My storms are in the anemone," but I don't know. But you don't tend to hear.
No, no.
But anyway. So mine's an anemone. What was yours? Was yours an anemone as well?
An anemone. I've still got it in my tank. It's an absolute nightmare, mate.
You can't get yours out, can you?
Can't get out. And
have you done the ice cube thing on the foot?
Yeah. Well, I've said it before. The foot is wedged right underneath the rock. You know where it is, yeah. So it's got its foot like literally hooked under the ledge. Yeah. Now the only way I could do it is if I pull it off and kill it, and that's the only way. And I don't want to do that. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I cannot get my hand right underneath it. If I put my hand right underneath it, I'm gonna end up snapping something or knocking all my euphyllia off the ledge, and there's no chance I'm going to do that. So all I'd keep doing is like turkey basting it, irritating it a bit to try and move a little bit, and it's not done any good. But it's just the one. Sorry, you know what? I'm going to tell a lie. Actually, I'm going to say that is one, but I'm going to add another one because I'm hosting, so I can add another one. Yeah, and is that Hollywood Stunner. I wish I never put that in. I wish to God I never put that in now. Right, it's just an absolute.
Is it
just grows like
spreads?
It grows like an absolute weed. And when I say a weed, it grows like so fast, mate. Honest to God, you're like, if I could put a camera, one of those cameras in, you speeded it up.
Xenia? Is it like Xenia?
Oh, mate, I swear to God, yeah. It's like I've snapped it and fragged about 4 pieces. Some guy said I want a couple of pieces. I'm like, listen. You can, you know what? Here, £5. You can have them for a £5. I'm like, here, have them, mate. You know what I mean? You take it, do what you want to do with it.
It's got a big tank by the sounds of it.
Oh, mate, it's like so, and it grows. And the sweeper tentacles, during the day, at night time, they must be 3 or 4 inches in length. You know what I mean? Absolutely huge, and they sting anything. You put anything that's near it, it's a goner. It's game over, mate. It's dead. They're dead. And so I'm glad that I put it at the back of the tank because obviously there's not much coral there, so it's not too bad. But I had a little piece of green, green Montipori on the frag rack, and the sweeper tentacles must have touched it at the night time, and I come down and all that white part, all the part of it which was bright green, it was all white, complete white, dead. Like I was
when it's a bad coral. When you're at night and you're in bed and you're thinking about it killing something. That's what I had with the anemone. I'm like, first thing I used to get up in the morning, I'm like, is anything dead? Has anything moved? That's when you've got a bad coral in it, when you can't sleep. When you can't sleep.
Exactly. Rudger's in the house. Hope you're well. Nice to see you. I don't regret corals, to be honest. It's when they grow and the difficulty in selling that I don't like. I've never done posting, and Facebook keeps closing groups, and eBay, exactly. You have to wait a lot. It's the whole process. I totally agree with you. That's why. To be fair, that's why. The amount of people, when I had my frag tank, I still got about maybe 20 people who bought things off me, and they do contact me, saying, have you got anything for sale? What have you got for sale, etc., etc. But I don't really tend to post it. I did post one the other week saying, listen, I've got these things. This is all I've got left, and that's it. And the only reason I've done that is because I want the frag racks.
You're selling like 17 minutes. Is that yours? Wasn't it? You sold the car.
I listed about, what was there, about 10, 11, and within 17 minutes they were all gone. Yeah, from listing it. Good. You know what I mean?
Do you think you sold them too cheap now? Then, maybe.
Yeah. I probably did, yeah. But you know what, though? To be fair, I just wanted them out my tank and give back to the people. We all know how expensive corals are now, and I've said it before. I say it again. I'm not in this hobby to make stupid money. I'm not in it. I came into the hobby because I was depressed. I was stressed. I was going through a bad time, and I came in it to make myself happy, and because I wanted to do it. Do you know what I mean? It was something I always wanted to do. So it wasn't about making money or making.
But you've got corals. Yeah. You're a proper happy, aren't you?
Absolutely, mate. So it's it's gone full circle. So it's perfect now, isn't it? You know what I mean? But yeah. So skin as it is. And yeah, like you said,
it's worth it.
now it's like now I've got loads of corals and like I'm basically giving them away. You know what I mean? But you know what? It is what it is. And if people know when they come out of my tank, yeah, you don't need to dip it. Trust me, because you do not. But it's entirely down to you if you want to dip it. The majority of guys who got bought them from me say, listen, I don't dip your stuff anyway because I don't need to. And you don't, because if it did, there'd be stuff in the tank. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those
Going
things.
on with that one about selling, so I've never sold any corals yet, but I did have to frag my Holy Grail. It was 4 heads, and I took it to Christian at Signature, and basically I got credit for it. So I've got store credit with so I don't know if that works for like Rudder. If you know someone, he could maybe take it to LFS and say, do you know what? Do you want to sell these?
You could take it. Absolutely.
A bit of store credit, then you've got a bit of money there.
Yeah. I mean, the majority of LFS stores and stuff like that, yeah, they'll take whatever your corals you got. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, you're obviously going to get cost value for them. You're not going to be able to make a mint off them, but at least you'll get some credit that you can buy some else with. Yeah.
I mean, like you said, it's in fact, Andrew, I'll come back onto your question because we've been asked this a few times actually. But yeah, like you said, I mean, the only difference is like you don't get cash, when you get store credit. But the good thing with having store credit is I have store credit at my mates and stuff like that, when I take stuff in.
Yeah,
but what he does is he goes, I'll tell him what I want. And if you and I'll say, listen, I'm looking for this. If it comes in, give me a shout and use my store credit. And you know what? 10 times out of 10, he'll phone me and say, look, I've got this coming in on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever.
Yeah.
Come and collect it. It's going to be here and it's yours. So he does that for me. So in a way, it's just saving you. In a way, it's like you've got money,
postage,
but got it.
And then if it dies, then someone's on your back going, "Oh, coral's died and it's arrived." It's like, so I don't want that. I don't want that hassle. So I'm happy just to take a bit of a hit, trade it in, get a bit of store credit, and then you can buy some more corals when you want. It just seems better.
Yeah, I mean, I've said like I'd sell, like the cheaper things. I've got the tubs, I've got the little tubs and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I said I'd sell. When my tank completely starts to fill out and I start fragging just to prune it and stuff. Yeah, I'll sell things on, but I sell them on cheap. Fairly cheap, you know what I mean? But I won't send like torch corals out like Christian. I wouldn't sell like torch corals or anything like that and send them out. But the cheaper stuff I would, like the SPS pieces and things. Yeah, you know what? I'll leave it down to the person who's buying them. But I say, listen, because I'm totally new to sending them out in boxes and all that. You know what I mean? It's totally new to me, so I've never done it, so I wouldn't even know where to start. But we'll go on to this question anyway. I am at the stage where I need to upgrade to a larger tank. Most people are, my friend. What's the best way to transfer? What's the best way to transfer everything
there's a
over?
lot of second-hand tanks at the moment, so you don't need to buy a brand new one if you don't.
Yeah,
have you seen how many people are shutting them down? It's sad.
Oh, mate.
Sad.
See, tons of them. You know what I mean? It's such a shame, because of we all know what it's all about, the electric and stuff.
Don't shut your tanks down. Keep going. Just go through the hard times. It'll get better.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Anyway. Well, Andrew, when I upgraded mine, I just basically did it all on my own. Yeah, I had no help. I did it. I built the tank. I stand up the tank. Sorry. The only time I had a bit of help was when I had the tank. My missus lifted the tank on the stand with me, and I was like petrified that she was going to drop it because she's not the biggest, the strongest of women. You know what I mean? So I was like more concerned about that, really. To be fair. But anyway, she did it, so you know what I mean.
You're concerned about your missus or your tank?
No, I was concerned about the tank mainly. You know what I mean?
The
tank, mate. Listen, no, I love my missus. Don't get me wrong, but listen, I'm setting up a new tank, and I'm like, please, just don't clip the corner, don't chip it. Yeah. That's what I'm like, mate.
Chip the glass.
You know what I mean? The amount of people I know, I can count, where they've lifted the tank up and they've not lifted it high enough and they've clipped the bottom of the tank and it's chipped it. You know what I mean?
The first thing you're going to see is not your corals. You're going to see
that. Mate. Yeah, it's the gate. I mean, if my tank was chipped, there's no way it's coming out. It's getting stripped down and that's it. You know what I mean? There's nothing you can do about it. I wouldn't risk it. But what I did was, Andrew, I just basically, I had two big Tupperware, two huge big Tupperwares. I think they held about, I think it was about 60 litres of water in each, 70 litres of water in each of them. You know, the plastic ones. Yeah, you know, the Tupperwares. The plastic. Yeah, you know, the plastic.
Tupperware, but we ain't got one that big. Jesus.
No, you know, yeah. Yeah, not you know which ones I mean. You know the plastic containers, the huge big tub. Yeah. I'm not going to have a salad in it for sure. But yeah, a huge thing, 60, 70 litres it was. And I had two of them. So I drained a lot of the water from the 170 into it. So I already had the water. The one, all they had to mix was like another 170, 180 litres of water, which I added two separate green barrels mixing at the same time. So once that had been drained out, I managed to move the 170 out, and then I put it all back in. And obviously, in the meantime, the rock that we had in the 170 was in the containers. And then basically, I just transferred it all, started to fill put the fresh water in, put the sand, fresh new sand in the bottom. Must emphasise, you must put fresh new sand in. Do not risk putting your old sand in. It's just not worth it. Fresh, new, clean sand. Stick that in because your beneficial bacteria is all over your rock and your corals and stuff like that. So you should have enough, depending on the size of the tank that you go in.
A bit more as well,
and then, like you said, that's exactly what I did. I stuck a whole bottle of Microbacter 7. I poured the whole lot in it. You know, when it was all set up, put all new fresh water in. Put the 170 litres of water that was out my normal tank. Well, 150 litres out my normal tank. Stuck it all in. Bottle of bacteria, and that was it. That was all I did. I didn't do anything.
Fireballs came over as well.
Yeah, they were all in the sump and everything.
Seeded,
so everything was all it was all seeded. So and I was expecting some issues like cyano or algae or because you basically doubling the volume of what I went up to. So, but I never. I was just fortunate. Nothing ever happened. So I was just lucky, and it just transitioned perfect. But don't be too concerned if anything. If you see a bit of cyano, bit of algae, a bit of you see something happening inside, because it's just like kickstarting a new tank. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But before you're doing it, if you've not got enough bacteria or like bio balls or anything, if you know somebody who's got some, some spare, that's another good idea. If you've got some, some spare or you've got a larger tank, let them seed some bio balls, because then when you move on to a bigger tank, you can take them balls out and you can seed your tank with that as well as your rock. You know what I mean? So always worth knowing people, best knowing people, and if they can do that for you, it's a lot better. You know what I mean? Like Jay's gonna be doing that anyway. You'll be doing that soon, Jay. Anyway.
A couple of months, hopefully.
A few months time, maybe 4 or 5 months.
I'm going to take the rock over. I'm going to take the bio balls over. I'm actually going to take some of the water over as well. I'm not going to completely put all fresh new water in it. I'll take some of this water and put it in there as well. The sand is staying in. The sand will stay here. And slowly start to move things across. Yeah, you might lose one or two things, might you? But
it's possible. It's possible, mate. You know what I mean? But it depends on what you've got in it in your tank. You know what I mean? You won't lose. You won't lose like your soft corals and your euphyllias. I wouldn't have thought.
It'd be like you'd be a SPS, wouldn't it? Really? Which
if anything's going to get stressed, it's going to be SPS. Do you know what I mean? They're more. They basically tell you, listen, I'm not happy, and that's it. I'm bailing out. You know what I mean? That's what they say. Yeah, that's basically what they say.
Killing them before they say that. I believe this. I believe every tank's got a coral that just doesn't grow in that tank. You know what I mean? Everybody like, I can't grow mushrooms, or I don't get on with gonnies, or I can't grow, with torches or whatever. I was going to say about torches actually. I've noticed, your torches with your white skeleton.
Yeah.
If you're buying a torch, make sure you've got plenty of that white skeleton. That's
the white flesh. The white flesh.
The flesh. Yeah. That makes the survival rate so much better. If you get absolutely. I always said it. We talked about looking at your torch before you buy it. Look at the flesh and the amount of flesh around those tentacles.
Well, you sent a thing, didn't you? I was talking about that. Funny you should say, about like a coral spotlight, didn't you? You said you were looking at it like
yeah.
And we were talking like, and you obviously mentioned like gonioporas, because goniopolis, the more people that get not worked up, but like get stressed about having goniopolis, because they do seem to be a hit and miss.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
A hit and miss coral. I mean, sometimes like they'll thrive for months and months and months, and then all of a sudden they won't come out, and then the next minute you know they're dead, and you're like,
they die within like 24 hours or whatever, don't they?
Absolutely,
and it's gone.
And I'm going through that with one of mine, the short tentacled one. Now that's been out. That's been going out. That's been out like tons of beautiful flowing, yeah. And over this past maybe 2 weeks or so, I'd say week and a half, 2 weeks, it's just curled up, and now it's gone like to the most smallest polyps you've ever seen in your life, and I'm like, what the hell? So I know that's going to bail out. Sometime it's going to bail out. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's since I introduced these new lights to the tank. Yeah, but the other gonnies are loving it. So I really don't understand.
Lowish light. 50
the lowish light.
Usually.
Yeah. So I'm stuck, to be fair. I really don't understand what's gone on with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it is what it is. I mean, like I said, they do seem to be a hit and miss coral.
When you got your new gyre? Is it?
Yeah.
Because they're quite temperamental with flow, aren't they, and stuff?
It could be the gyre, mate. It could be the gyre. But I've had the gyre a while. But it could be. Yeah. I mean, because obviously I have changed the gyre. You know, the molds, mixing it up and stuff, because my corals are growing. The SPS are growing. Where it's dead dense in the middle, if little bits of food particles or get stuck and all that, you start to see, if it can't get shifted, then it starts to basically kill that part of the skeleton. Do you know what I mean? Because the fish can't get to it. So you're like, right, well, I'm gonna have to up the flow. So now I've upped the flow more on the gyre on this side, on the left hand side, the Red Sea one. I've upped that up, so I've turned it. I think it was at 50, 55 or 60%. So it's like 75 now, so it's blasting it. You know what I mean? Like giving it a bit of a push to get more of the food, going about. So maybe the turbulence underneath it is like upset. I don't know, mate. But these things are, like we said before, is like don't change too many things all at once. Yeah. Now I've only changed 2 things, but I've changed 2 of the most important things in my eyes anyway, and that's being the light and the flow. So maybe I've shot myself in the foot doing it that way, but I don't know. Only time will tell. But
as far as I know, with gonnies, mate, if gonnies aren't happy, it's either changing light or changing flow generally, because they're largely photosynthetic anyway. So you can feed them. You can kind of broadcast feed them. Of course. But it tends to be having either too much light, because you can give them really low light. You can really put them in the shade. So either too much light, or they're just getting too much. You know what they're like. As soon as you go near them, they start to close up. Like
absolutely.
If you have any fast flow near them, that'll annoy them. It really will.
Jez how's it going, Jez? Okay, mate.
It's good to see you.
It often takes years for lab rat clownfish to bond with an M, as most have never seen one. A lab rat clownfish,
You know what?
It's true. You know what? It's true that, because if you think about it, these genetically modified fish that are all like made up and this, that, and even ones that are captive bred and they brought, hand raised over, like from fry, they've never seen an enemy, have they? Do you know what I mean? In theory, whereas the ones that wild caught, they've seen them.
Babies when I put them in. I mean, they were really young. I mean? I know what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
And it says there's a table. Yeah, there's an online that lists what natural clowns bond with. Wow. I've never seen them.
But my clowns, right? So is it Tekka's Reef? He's got gladiators. I wanted gladiators because they're kind of orange with black outlines on them.
Yeah.
But they didn't have any available, so I got mine mockers. Mate, they're basically black and white now. They're not even. There's no orange on them, and that's really bugging me as well. Like a clownfish should have some orange on it, but as it's got older, I've even turned that. Changed the colour of that now. The bloody fish.
Yeah, true. Mickey boy Mick has put, A no dip reefer is a bad reefer. All corals should
Well,
be
you roll the
dipped.
dice, don't you? You're playing
No,
roulette
no,
every
no.
time.
Well, no matter where it's from. Well, you know what? You're probably right. Really. All I say if people collect some from me is like, you look at the tank. You could dip it if you want. It's entirely down to you. It's your choice. Do you know what I mean? Entirely down to you. Yeah. If I'm buying from a shop, I always dip my coral. Always. And when I say dip them, I dip them 2 or 3 times. I'll put them in the tank, and then if I see the thing, I'll take it out and I'll dip them again. Absolutely, yeah. But if I go to somebody's house and I know the person and I've seen their tank and I know, like, they've got like super high end SPS, say for instance. If they've not got SPS eating nudibranchs or anything like that, have they? Because otherwise all their tank will be completely gone. Do you know what I mean? So those pieces, I tend to go, you know what? I'll give or take. I will dip them. Sometimes I will dip him if I can be bothered. Sometimes, I'll dip him. But sometimes I'll just say, you know what? The chances are remote. You know what I mean? So sometimes I'll just acclimate it, float it in the bag, give it a bit of a rinse, and I'll stick it in the tank. But I totally agree with you. You should dip all of your corals, no matter where they're from.
I mean, we have a live stream. I think responsible reefing, you should dip your coral. Unless, I mean, I got a chalice once, and someone said don't dip that because because it's so fragile on the outside of it. You don't want to strip the flesh.
Well, chalices, you're not supposed to dip them at all. To be fair, you know what I mean.
That's the only one. I haven't dipped that, and then I think I had 1 or 2 pieces from Christian from Signature Fags that I didn't dip. But I think the line is that you should dip pretty much everything you can. It's important, isn't it?
Yeah. I agree.
Nice, and if you get a hitchhiker in there, that's killing all your other corals. You're gonna regret not dipping it.
Yeah,
so definitely.
I mean, it happened to my mate Scott. Scott had one of the. You'd have to say he had one of the best SPS tanks, I think, in England. It was just absolutely out of this world. The colours were fantastic, and some guy was shutting his tank down, and he got a coral, an SPS coral, super cheap. But he said he knew the guy, and he was like, I'll get it, I'll have it, and he did it at a really good price, and then he got it, and he'd run out of the solution, the stuff that he usually uses. So he just like if fresh water dipped it, so you've just put it in fresh water, just dipped it, briefly, put it in his tank. But then literally a few days later, he had nudies. So he had the SPS nude, and it literally wiped out 80% of his tank. 80% of his SPS were gone within weeks. He was just dipping them, taking them out. He had to take them out, strip them, dip them all the time, each piece, and then take it out, dip them again.
It gets stressful.
And it was just like, in the end, he was just like, wow, what the hell did I do? And it came down to him, like you said, not dipping the coral. Do you know what I mean? So I totally get it. I totally, get what you're saying. And you should always dip it.
I went to Cracknell. Remember, I went to Cracknell and got that Monty, and I dipped it. You lot were winding me up as well, because it had.
Yeah, but you dipped it for about 4 hours.
I dipped it for about 30 minutes, right? And I basically put it in the tank, and it stripped it. Basically, just dead.
Yeah, because you nuked it.
Yeah, like you say.
You know what I mean? I know, and the only bug you found on it was a copepod. That was all that was on it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, exactly. It was an amphipod. It was good. You know what I mean?
I sent you pictures in the group chat, and you were like, "Oh my god, that's a." And then I can't remember what you said. I was like, "Oh no!"
Get out of it! Oh mate, come on. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
Come on, mate.
Dippy corals. There, good advice.
Yeah, dip your corals. Yeah, dip it, and you can't go wrong. Yeah. We'll leave it at that.
A short dip, 10 minutes.
Yeah. The LFS idea only works if you're a good LFS, a good range of reefing corals, fish though. But good suggestion, yeah, exactly. If you're not interested in, like, obviously the money part side of it, and you've always got a good idea. Like I said, there's like, if someone comes in, you say, just mention it to your local, to the LFS owner or the guy who works there, and just say, look, if such and such thing comes in, or you can get it, let me know. And then basically you just take it off your credit then, or whatever, or if it's more than your credit, you just add whatever you need to, and it's a good way of. It's a good way of like getting rid of some of your coral and then getting a new coral. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, like you say as well, it's hard times at the moment, so we've got to get behind our LFSs and our coral suppliers, and You know, keep them going through
agree.
this tough time, this tough economic time. Otherwise, there'll be hardly any left in a year's time. You won't have any choice of where to go, what to buy from. So, you know, if you can support your LFS, I think it's a really good thing. On that note as well, here's a shameless plug. Have you put the link in the description for the chat about nominating your LFS? You haven't, have you?
I think I have. I have, mate. I'm sure I did. Yeah, I'm sure I did. Yeah, sure I did.
So, while Steve's just checking, so what we're doing is we're updating the reefing map of 2022 with all your recommended LFS and coral suppliers, coral farms, online suppliers as well. All you have to do, there should be a link that Steve's finding now in this chat of this video.
Yeah.
Click on it and then just vote for the kind of, your best LFS near you or your best coral farm. And basically, we're going to put it on a map so that wherever you are on your holidays over the summer, you can then combine your holiday with the family, sack them off for a bit, a few days, and go coral shopping or go to the LFS or whatever. So that's the idea. Reefing Map 2022 it is.
Yeah.
So please don't forget to nominate. Because once we made the map, I don't want people going, "Oh, but my LFS is really good. It's not on here." You know, if you don't nominate, they can't get on there. So yeah, make your nominations for your LFS. Get behind them and support them.
Yeah,
and we'll
sure.
start the map.
Yeah, I'll try and get it on, mate. I'll try and get it on. You know what I'm like with computers.
Can't do it now.
Well, I'll do it anyway. Yeah, I'll put the link on. Even if it's after this, I'll be able to do it anyway. So I'll do it.
If not, where were we last? It was on Paul's, wasn't it? Paul's video last week.
No, it was on mine.
Oh, was it on yours again last week? Was it?
Yeah, it's definitely on. It was definitely on last week's. It was definitely on last week's. Yeah.
So you can check
if not, it doesn't really matter. If not, I'll put it on. I'll link it on to this after the show. I'll click on it and I'll just edit it and I'll put it back on. Yeah, no problem. So Stu's put. He's just gone from a.
What's this on your t-shirt there? What's going on there with that t-shirt?
Oh, it's this is a little microphone. This too, because obviously you know every time people when I go, can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, I've got no excuses now. You should be able to hear me, and I should be.
Get Julie awake again. I think she's nodded off.
Are we getting the thumbs up? Click the thumbs up, guys. Put the thumbs up sign if you can hear me, and it's good. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I've got this, and I'm hoping the sound sounds a little bit better than it does coming. You know, straight on from a laptop, because the sound is dead echoey and stuff like that. You know, so hopefully it's.
Maybe I need to up my game, Steve. I think you got like a lapel mic. No. You are professional. You're a professional live streamer now.
No, well, I try my best, mate. I try my best. You know how it is. When I get on in time.
I love it. I need to up my game. I just
yeah, so Stu's Reef's just put, he's gone from a nano to a 350. He's transferred all his media, some rock, and added a bottle of bacteria. Fish so good so far. Exactly, mate. That's all you really need to do. Usually you shouldn't have any issues whatsoever.
Such a lovely size, a 300 isn't it, or a 350. It's such a nice size.
Low trace causes gonorrhea to retract. Yep, low traces of iodine definitely causes
manganese
them to retract. And manganese.
But
I had my my ICP test back last week, and everything all was good apart from iodine. So I've upped the iodine now. So
I'm convinced that the iodine test at Triton doesn't work, because I've never seen anybody been in the green for that.
Yeah, exactly. Rud just put down. Obviously, she's not been in the weekly joining in on the weekly streams. Is the bearded one? Yeah, he's okay. He's just
Rudger's a bloke, by the way.
Yeah, so bloke, yeah, Rudra,
yeah. I thought it was, yeah.
Haven't been joining weekly streams, but bearded, okay, yeah, he's fine. He's just having a bit of time out, sorting a few problems, a few things out, and he should be back. Hopefully, not too far away.
I want to see his tank. He had the water box, the 60 point whatever it is, and he's left us on like a right cliffhanger, hasn't he?
I know, exactly,
He's rocking, and he's got a couple of corals, and then he's like, he's teasing us now. He's teasing us since May. I want to see what's happening.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like watching one of those. It's like watching one of those films, isn't it? And then it leaves you on that cliffhanger. You're like, what? Yeah, like a Netflix series.
What is it? That one that they're all going nuts about at the moment.
Yeah.
Stranger Things, and then it ended.
Oh yeah.
You can't do that. Yeah,
Exactly.
Ross is
Even
the reefing Stranger Things.
Evening, Christian. Thanks for joining. We were just talking about you,
Nice one, mate.
about your tanks, and Jay
I-
paying a visit with his suit on. Yeah, all's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
All's
I
good.
haven't showed him my new purchases yet. I could show him my new purchases actually.
Oh, have you,
Three
so you
corals,
bought
yeah.
something?
Yeah, I bought
Oh,
three.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah, so
yeah,
there's loads of
because
stuff I wasn't allowed to buy because I'd kill it or turn it brown or whatever. But then I managed to convince him three that I did. So yeah. So do you have a look? Do you have an exclusive?
yeah, absolutely.
You sure? I'll let you have a
We
look.
might as well, mate. We might as well.
I'll let you have a look, mate. Now, let me get the Orfet lenses out. This is that's basically just paints your coral feed, doesn't it? Just turns them from brown to coloured. Then that's what I like.
Absolutely.
Right.
What do you put? Do you put the magnifier one on as well?
Not for my corals, no.
Oh, mate, come on.
Sorry,
come
mate.
on.
I had to make that joke. If I'm doing some photographs, I took a picture of me my macromusa once, and I did a shot of that. Right, you ready then? Which one should I show you first? Right, okay. This is one that I should have done a lot earlier. I don't know what you can see there. So, can you see that one on the back wall, Steve?
Yeah, stuck on the back wall. Yeah.
Yeah, GSP.
Ah,
mate, how late to the party am I with some GSP?
That is a bit late to the party. That.
I know.
So
mate,
what you want it to spread all on the on the back wall? Is that what you want?
Yeah, I want it all over the back wall, but
I wanted that.
I should have done that. I should have done that a year and a half ago, and I didn't. And I thought, you know what? It's a bit weird, but I like grass. In your garden. I love grass, and basically that's reefing grass, isn't it? So
it is absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's going to go up there.
Nice. Hopefully it'll spread all on that back wall, mate.
You see that SPS in the middle there? Look, purple one.
Oh yeah. I see. Yeah, got it. Yeah.
So I've got red, green, orange now, a bit of yellow, but then there's the purple one at the back. But it's kind of got fluffy polyps, so it's a bit like a millie, but it's called Christian. What's it called? It's called something like a polyacora or something. I can't remember. I don't do names.
Yeah, there's all different names in there.
I bought it for two reasons. It's bluey purple, which none of the others are, and it's it's got like fluffy polyps, which I quite like about SPS there.
Quick question there. Is that your Monty Porter high up on your rockscape?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I've just stuck it there.
Why have you put it up there?
Yeah, just fancy it up there.
That could be getting too much light up there,
It's actually quite well. It seems all right. It's nice and blue at the moment.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. Right. Flipping it.
It's getting too much.
My monitors are on the floor. On the floor.
Anyway, the other one that I bought. So I bought that one. Yeah. The GSP. Yeah. And I bought another gunny. Look at the one in the middle.
Oh, the pink gunny.
The pink. Well, it's mainly red.
Red gunny.
I've got my pinky balls. I've got my blue and yellow one, and then I've got my my red one in the middle.
Oh, they're looking nice then. They're looking nice, them, aren't they?
Little gunny. It's like a little gunny podium. There's like third, second.
Yeah.
They're like slightly different heights as well. So that's
wow. Loving that. I'm loving that. That micromusa is looking nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's growing. It's based out quite nicely. That is.
I love that.
That's it. So that's what I bought yesterday. That's what I was allowed to buy anyway, because I'll be able to grow them, mate. The collection he's got at the moment is unreal. So anybody who's looking for corals, just wait a few weeks. And then there's a website update coming. But yeah, it's ace. Wow. I really like them. Really nice.
Looking nice, mate. Looking nice. That.
Yeah, I'm going to get a few more gunnies. I think I'm going to have about 5 in the end because I've got an addiction to them. When you get an addiction to a certain type.
Gunny porters are stunning. They are beautiful corals. Like I said, you know what though? They're a frustrating coral because, like I said before, the one minute they're great and they're like huge, they're doubled, tripled in size, and then the next they're curled up, and you're like, what in the hell's gone on? You know what I mean? They're just a strange coral. But like you said,
the colour rate, like the colour that you get, the colour pop is unreal. And the movement, the torchlight movement, for what? A fraction of the cost of a torch. So that pink one cost me 55 quid. And
a Pasilla Porter.
Pasilla Porter. Yeah. Oh, that's the
Is that
purple one.
the
Yeah.
blue,
It's the more-
the purple one, yeah.
Yeah, that's so nice. So that was 35 quid, and it's
Yeah.
it's quite a decent frag size. You know, it's like a little tree.
Yeah, yeah, it looks a nice size,
nice and healthy. You know, great. It's just settled straight in. But the reason why I get it is not because it's name. I always think, what colours have I got around that area, and I want something that's a different colour to it. So I'm always looking for different, like the contrast of your colours.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I got the red one in the Gonnies, because I've got none of them are red at the moment. So I thought, right, get a red one, that'll go in.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
build it up.
I mean, I love the glitter gunnies. I haven't seen them for ages. You know, the glitter gunnies, I haven't seen any of them.
Like you say, they're hard to find.
They are so hard to find. I cannot find them, mate.
Anyway.
You know what I mean? I looked for one of them and I just can't find it. Andrew's put, he didn't know about that with chalice. Yeah, mate. Chalices, to be fair, I've never dipped any of my chalices. You know what I mean? Because I was told, like you said, I mean, the solutions that we use is quite
put
toxic.
Your jelly bean in a dip
I wouldn't risk it, mate. I mean, if any of you guys disagree, then leave it in the comments for sure. I'll post it up on here. You know what I mean? No problem. Christian will obviously know a lot more than us. Well, than me for sure. So yeah, I don't think you should.
300 quid plus in it. You don't want to be killing that.
Oh, more than that, mate. Yeah, more than that. So yeah, I wouldn't risk doing that, mate, for sure.
I was told,
like I said,
I was told by who was Scott. You bought yours. So Scott from Future Frags, we bought them chalices at the same time, didn't we? Because we were basically fighting for the same ones, weren't we, at the same time? And he said to me, whatever you do, don't dip it because the flesh will start to strip, and that'll be it.
Start to strip.
And I'm like, at 400 quid, that's what we paid, wasn't it? I was like, there's no way I'm losing this coral. So I never dipped it.
Yeah, I'll risk the bugs coming in on it. I'm not really that bothered. You know what I mean? Not for £400, mate. You know what I mean? No chance. But yeah, Tony's put down. He removes the plug. Yeah. If you can remove a plug, then that's my first port of call is removing the plug, because 9 times out of 10, any bugs, any sort of stuff like that is going to be under that frag plug. Do you know what I mean? Underneath the actual coral and the frag plug, sitting on the glue. You know what I mean? So I mean, 9 times out of 10, they're usually copepods and stuff like that. There's nothing genuinely bad, but yeah, if you can remove it. Remove the frag plug, stick it on one of your own frag plugs, and then like I said, if you want to dip it, and then put it in your tank. That's what you're best off doing.
Tony's got our tip of the day. I think that's tip of the day. Unless it means damaging the skeleton, you're gonna have to leave it on the frag plug. But if you can get it off the plug, definitely get it. All the 3 that I got yesterday. I don't like the plugs anyway, but I got all 3 of them off. Because they're horrible. Frag plugs are horrible, aren't they? Really?
They're horrible. Yeah, they are. Totally agree.
It makes a reef look artificial, basically. If you can get it, if you can put it on the actual rock, it looks so much more natural, doesn't it?
Yeah. Nick's mentioned Cracknot event soon, July the 24th. Absolutely. If any of you guys can get there, definitely get there. Support Dom and Michelle from Cracker Corals.
Amazing.
Fantastic. It's a fantastic place. Great hosts, great staff. Great corals in stock as well.
This is the barbecue one as well, I believe.
Yeah, I think this is the barbecue. Hopefully, weather's going to be perfect. Fingers crossed. And yeah, we could get barbecue going, and I think it'll be just a great day. So hopefully, I'm off that. I think I'm off that day anyway. 24th. So hopefully, I'll see you all there.
I think this is the Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, I'm at a wedding.
I think it is the Saturday. Yeah.
Let's have a look. No, it's a Sunday.
Oh, is it a Sunday?
Sunday.
Oh, well, I'll definitely be off then.
So I can maybe get to that. I'm at the wedding on the Saturday, so maybe. Would you be up for that, Steve? Yeah.
I'll go. If I'm off for Sunday, I'm 100% going, mate. Yeah.
I'll buy another Monty when I'm there. Just remind me that I can't do it.
I'll tell you what. I'll dip it for you before you take it home.
Because that's where I got that Kung Pao chicken Monty, whatever it was.
Kung Pao. Yeah, Kung Pao. Yeah. Radical Reef event, August the 20th. Oh, I've just got back off my. Where's that, Nick? I don't know where that is. Is it in London?
I've never heard anything about that one.
Never heard of it. Radical Reef event.
It's good though, isn't it? It's good that these coral reef shows or meets.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
fairs, they're all starting to come back. You know that? Did you see that Reefapalooza one, or however you pronounce it, in America?
Yeah.
New York?
Oh,
you see the videos
they
for
look
that?
incredible.
I'm like, bring that here.
Yeah,
You're teasing
I
us.
know. I'm not. You know what? I hate watching that. I hate watching them because I usually like watch it either on Reef Builders because Reef Builders does it, doesn't he? You know what I mean? Yeah.
So envious. Hey,
Yeah, and
Julie's awake. Still your mic. Yes.
Hey, you what's
Julie's
that?
still awake. Julie's still awake with your mic.
Oh, she's still here. Yeah, she's still here.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
Steve, I cut you off there. That Reefapalooza.
No. They're all putting the thumbs up. I'm just going through. They're all putting the thumbs up, saying they sound a lot better. So that's great. But yeah, that Reefapalooza, I always like gutted because, like you said, I'm exactly the same as you, Jay. I think if only we had the things like that over in this country.
That. Yeah.
Oh, mate, I'd love it. But yeah, gutted.
Surely we'd get a few thousand going to that. I know that. I mean, it looked busy where they were, but surely we could get a couple of.
Mate, they have thousands of people going through them doors. Oh, mate, thousands. Yeah. Rudra's put, he's a bloke last time he checked. So, yeah.
No, because I'm sure you said she when you said something. I don't know.
Well, I never knew this from Chris.
Yeah, this is true. This is very
degrades
true.
quickly in light, hence always sold in dark bottles. Never knew that, actually, to be fair. Learn something new every day, don't you? You know what I mean?
I read that it's one of the quickest elements to be consumed. So, like, when you put a mill in, like 1 mil or whatever, it's gone, really. I don't know.
Well, that's obviously, yeah.
That's
obviously why mine is going. You know, my every ICP test I've done, it's my iodine is low or lower. It wasn't in the red; it was in the amber. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's not on the verge of like you've got nothing in it, but because I do dose it, like I said, two times a week, but I dose it like 3 or 4 drops. But it says 1 drop per 100 liters. So I always edge on the air of caution. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I'd rather underdose than overdose. Do you know what I mean? So now I've got it. Now I've done 6 drops now. So now I'm doing 6 drops every 3 days. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see where that goes.
In mine today after that water.
Right.
Mill. But LPS they go mad for it. LPS go mad for iodine.
Yeah. So hopefully next time I do a.
How's the hairnet going on?
Hairnet's looking good, mate. It's looking good.
Cheers, mate.
It's good. Although I did pause it to join this, I thought bringing it tonight. Let's see where I am now. Just trying to catch up. Loads of people commenting.
Good. Thanks.
Eddie's Reef Tanks put, he has a tons of ATO in my bedroom, mate.
He's getting
you're braver than me, mate. There's no chance of that. That's for sure.
For 3 months.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got some air defenders like yours there.
Muggsy Aquarium, send me a picture of your sick gunnet. I'll try and help. Mate, I'll do that first thing. I'll try and get a really good... Well, I say first thing, I won't because I'm in work at 4:30 in the morning. So what I'll do is when I get home, I'll take a photo and I'll send it over to you. I appreciate that, mate.
Just by the way there, Christian, don't sell any gonnies to Steve. I want first. If you get a glitter.
Hey, if you get a glitter, hit me up. I need it.
Hit me up. Here we go.
Finest usually have a few glitters in. Well, he never did last time when I was there. Was it last week? I went last week. Was it last week? Yeah, last week. I went last week and he didn't have any in. He just had the normal standard ones, the normal plain ones, they're
still nice, aren't they? They're still nice.
Yeah, the pink ones. But like you said, you look for those little look for those super special ones, don't you? You know that you want. You know what I mean? Mickey boy Mick has put, you don't need to dip a chalice. Absolutely, mate. Yeah, definitely don't dip one. It's just not worth it.
Is that the only one that you don't dip then? Is that the only one that standard people don't dip?
I would assume so. Yeah, I would assume so. But yeah, to be fair,
anemones because
no anemones and stuff like that. Yeah,
they're jellyfish.
No. Absolutely. On my Insta, Haley's put, signature Christian's put, personally, I'd scrape the plug or tile it's on and dip in potassium salt. 1/4 tablespoon per litre, it won't kill the chalice. Wow. So Christian's saying you can dip it, but where the hell are you going to get potassium salt? I do not have a clue. I don't know where you would get that.
Amazon have everything, doesn't it? So I don't know.
Well, yeah, very true, very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean, you know what? Just the sound of that sounds like something you're getting a chemistry lesson,
Does
isn't
that
it?
sound scary?
Sounds scary, doesn't it? Yeah.
400 quid
Right.
charge. I'm going to use
Yeah.
fantastic salt for the first time in my life on it.
You've got your goggles on, you got your big rubber gloves on, and you're like steeping it in potassium. Yeah, like that. I'm praying at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're praying that it comes out alive.
It's good advice, but I don't, because I've never done it. It's fear.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's fear. Yeah, for sure. Thanks, guys. It's on a tile. Yeah, so it's on a tile. Radical. Nick's put Radical Reefs in Leeds.
Oh, is it Leeds?
Never been. It's not far. It's only down the road.
Mancunians are welcome in Leeds. That's why you've never been.
Yeah, it's possible. They don't like us United fans down there. That's for sure. Radical in Leeds.
So when was that? 20th of August.
Yeah, August.
So what is it? Is it a coral show? What is it? Is it like vendors?
Yeah, is it a frag swap, Nick, or
is it like speeches, conference stuff? I have not heard of it. Where? So can someone send us like? Is it like a flyer or something about it?
Definitely. Let us know. Like I said, I've never heard of that. ST180.
Yes.
Yo is in the house. How's it going? Not seen you for a while. Yeah. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well.
Hope you're doing well.
I need to go AAC after see. Yeah, AAC looks incredible.
Yes. Got to admit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it's just
I did miss
culture in the back.
Oh,
and like,
yeah.
It's like this isn't on display. We're just growing it. It's like, oh my god, that's amazing. And it's not even.
Yeah, it looked incredible, didn't it?
Yeah, we're going to try.
Cottage Reefs put organise a UK. Hey, yeah.
We're going bank holiday.
Organise. We've got a bank holiday. Yeah. Fingers crossed that I can get the time off. Yeah. Organise a UK reefers trip to the next Reefer Palooza. Oh, mate.
Oh, that would be. I thought you meant bring it in.
No, to go to one of them in America. Imagine that. Wow. I know. Michael Adams went, didn't he? He went to one of them, didn't he, Michael? Yeah, Michael Adams went to one of them with.
What's the return flight to you? About 600-700 quid, isn't it? Probably. £600
or £700. Yeah, would have.
And then you've got your hotel for a few nights. Talking about.
Yeah.
And your drinks, you're talking $2,000, aren't you? Basically, probably.
Easy.
A few nights and then a flight. It's $2,000.
Couple of grand. Yeah.
It's a lot.
I'll have to sell some product.
You can't even bring them back. You go to Jason Fox. You go to Jason Fox's stand. They'll be like,
"Oh, mate,
let it gone in," and I'll be like, "Steve, look, you can't have that. You can't take it home."
Yeah.
That's
mate,
torture, isn't it? That's.
Oh yeah. You can't take it.
You can't take it.
Christy has put Orlando is the one to go to apparently. Wow. Yeah. I mean,
they do it there, don't they? They must think that we're just playing after.
Well, Nick has mentioned this feeds more squid for a natural source of iodine. Now I mentioned, I don't know if it was in the last live stream that we did, or I mentioned it on it might have been Instagram, that I made my own fish like meal paste, whatever you could want to call it. Yeah, I made it all up, and I put squid in it, I put prawns in it, I put mussels in it. I put, what else did I put in it? Oh, cockles. I put everything in it, yeah. And I blend it up in a blender.
Good dish.
Sounds like something you're getting a risotto or something, a seafood risotto. Yeah, I did it all. Blended it all in, and then I mixed it, just a little tiny touch of RO water, and I put it in a zip bag, a zip bag. Squashed it down, put it in the freezer, and the fish absolutely love it, mate. It just gets demolished. Oh yeah, I've gone through one bag already of it. You know what I mean?
That's a premium food that your fish are getting there.
Exactly, yeah. And so now I've stopped. I've got a few cubes left. I think I've got half a pack of cubes. So sometimes, I just break it open and I mix it, with a bit of the food that I've got, and I just put it in. But when I run out of this, I did make a video of me making it up, you know what I mean? But then I thought to myself, you know what? I looked at it and I watched it myself and I thought, I'm not happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera on a stand next time. I'm going to film it from start to finish. Yeah, well, yeah, it's going to be like Cookie's channel,
Steve cooks some tea for his fish.
And I'm going to show you what I put in it, you know what I mean? I think it'll be good. you know, so different, and that what I feed them and
I've never
everything.
seen
But
anybody make their own fish food on the YouTube.
make your own fish food,
There's
mate.
a
I swear to God.
market
And Nick told me that anyway. Nick told me about that. You know what I mean? And I might
Oh,
even put a little
right.
touch. Might even put a little touch of like reef roids or something like that. You know, in mix it up in the pot, because then everything's getting fed in it. You know what I mean?
You're getting
Corals and
excited
stuff like
about
that.
this
So.
now. You might need to
Yeah,
pattern this idea. Pattern
I'm
that
looking
food
forward to
thing.
it, mate. Pattern it. Yeah, it's possible, mate. It's possible.
Protection, that is a good idea.
Jay, your reef map could be a start. Contact all reef shops, get them to promote and attend sign-ups, and then sell space in Apollo Stadium. Sell people tickets and sell them space for reef stores.
He's just starting me up to the biggest job in the frigging. Cheers, mate. I was happy sitting here on my ass doing nothing. Do you know what? I think we do. Somebody, I don't know. It's not me. I don't think, but somebody needs to, or a few people need to just get it going.
Yeah. You just need, but you know what? You just need that one thing.
Working, you can't be working full time because you need. You're going to spend hours organising some of that.
And you need the resources, you need the logistics and everything, mate. You need loads of different things. It's not just like about organising. It's like you've got, like you said, it's like a full-time job. That, you know what I mean, to organise something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, Roger's put, he thinks there's only 1 million reef hobbyists exist in the whole world. That'd be interesting to know. What out of 7 billion people that are in the world?
1 million. That's the population of Birmingham. It's not a lot, is it? Really?
Yeah, exactly. In the whole world, you know what I mean. I would have thought there'd be more than that.
Manchester's getting nearly to 1 million, isn't it now? I think. No, it is. It is, mate. It's not a lot of people, really, is it? It's not a lot of people.
Well, I don't know.
I think it's less.
UK Reef, bro. Reef primer is potassium salt. Never knew that, mate.
I don't know.
Never knew that.
I don't know.
Wow. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, 1 million people. That's like you said.
It's not a lot, is it? It's not a lot, really.
No.
That's why the hobby is quite fragile. That's why we can't have all these people leaving. You know, shutting the tanks down.
Exactly. Yeah,
buy a tank. That's what we want to see. Buy a tank. Get a Fruval, get a Nano. Set yourself up, get going. It's ace.
And that's why I think like those ones with TMC, what we mentioned last week.
Yeah,
the in between, the middle ones where it's not tons of money, but it's not like over, and it's not it's not too little money. It's one of those tanks that it'll see you through until you either water upgrade or things like that. I think it's a perfect little start kit. Like you get everything, it's perfect. Do you know what I mean?
Spend a load of money. And you get just as much satisfaction, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Christine's put potassium chloride's available from APC, 5 kilo for 35 quid. The same stuff as Reef Primer, just without the reef tax, right? 35 quid. Interesting. Mm-hmm. So people, that has got. I think that's got.
Seems a lot for one chalice.
Yeah, that's got to be a tip of the day. That. So you pay £400 for the chalice, and you got to put another 35 quid on it to get the potassium chloride. But I suppose you could dip all your other corals in that as well, couldn't you?
Well, yeah,
so
you know what I mean.
That's
a dip you can use for everything, isn't it?
You could just mix it. Yeah, dip everything in it.
Could be tip of the day. Well, we've had loads of tips of the day. To be fair, today overrun with them. I think the Frag Club one is good though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, flight from Orlando, 500. That seems quite good, doesn't it? Someone just checked it out. Sky Scanner. How dare you leave this to go on Sky Scanner?
Yeah, I hope you click the like. I hope you click the like before he left. Yeah. What's the cost between buying frozen and making your own? Well, I used to buy it's a lot, but it's more. The 5 packs of the mysis, is it £10 or something?
Packs, yeah, you get are they like £4, £5?
Is it 4 packs for the tenner or something like that, or 5 packs for the tenner or something like that? So I used to get that, but then I also used to get the different mixtures of them. So I used to get that, and then I got a bag of the flat pack one, which was like £7 on its own. So it was about £17, and that would last. I say it'll last a while. Maybe a month and a half, a month and a bit, say. Something like that, I would have thought, a month and a half, maybe. So it lasts me a fair while, a fair crack, you know what I mean? Whereas this one, I bought the you know, the fish packs that you can get, you know, in the supermarkets that come, you know, already in the pack, on the pack, you know, in the packs
Yeah, no, you
that
said.
are already made up. Yeah, the only one that I think that the only part that wasn't in it was squid, so I bought squid separate, just the one piece of it, and then I bought some prawns, a pack of prawns as well. So I think it all came up to. I think it was about 20. I think it was about £21 or something. So not much, about £4 difference or
But
something,
it's
£5.
made.
But it only made like two large blister packs. That's all it made. Yeah, you know, squashed down, flattened down.
You know that your fish there they're getting the best.
But I know exactly. I know what's going in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the difference, you see. And that water that's in those blister packs, I don't know whether it's RO water or whether it's tap water or what. I don't have a clue. You know what I mean? We don't know what's in them, do we?
Trusted it's all right, haven't you, really?
Exactly. But that's why a lot of people like yourself, you drain it, don't you? And myself, I drain it.
I'll make your food. I ain't got time to do it at the moment. When I'm retired, I'll make Steve's fish food.
Oh yeah. Fisher X has done a few DIY. I watch his videos. Fisher X.
I've not heard of that channel.
I've watched loads of his videos. I've not seen them. You know what? Was they a few years back or what? Maybe I missed them.
I thought you were.
No, I've not copied them, mate. Nick actually told me about this. And he told me about like the iodine concentrate in squid. I never knew that, mate. I never knew that at all. So yeah, Nick told me about that. So
that. Every day's another.
That is another great tip for sure. You know what I mean?
What?
Squid contains iodine, tons of iodine. Andy at Radical is trying to organise a large event to be held in Leeds United Stadium. Wow. Getting suppliers together and flag swapping. That'll be good. Well, you know what? I think if it was organised like a big event like that, I think people are scared to do it in case it fails and it doesn't work out. But I think they'll be surprised on how many people turn up and how many people go to these sort of things. Do you know what I mean? I really do. I think
you get a good few thousand surely in England.
Well, even if you got 500 to 1,000, mate, you know what I mean? That's a lot of people that, you know, thinking about it. Yes, it's a lot of people. So, absolutely, I think.
I work in a school that's 1,000. So I know exactly.
If we can't organise a fuel price strike, what's the chance of us organising a reef show? You know what? Good. You know what? Valid point there. You know what, Nick? I don't think that's going to work then.
Call it off.
Yeah, for next year, he's saying.
Yeah, good. It's exciting.
Yeah. Reef Dot mentioned it in his stream last week. 1 million in the whole world. That's why it's such a small hobby and could grow bigger. Wow, never knew that.
There's loads of opportunities to grow in there.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're thinking about a hobby, get yourself a little nano tank. Get in.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Aquarium. Listening to people who tried reefing shows, the opinion seems to be that most of them run at a loss. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, unless you go to like the huge shows, like I said, that Reefer Palooza and stuff like that. I couldn't.
There, it was like they asked how much a torch was. I think it was only like 1 or 2 heads, and it was like $750.
I know,
It wasn't even a special torch, and I'm like, Jesus, that's like, obviously they put the price up for that show because it's in the middle of New York City as well. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that absolutely is. It's just crazy prices over there. But if you think about it, if you look at it dollars wise, even if it's $700, it's half over there, isn't it?
It's not half anymore. It's about.
I thought it was about £350. Is it? I thought it was half.
No, the pound is dropped against the dollar, mate. I don't want to go into into the financial markets on our live stream.
Well, we're going to everything else. We're going to geography. We might as well go into money as well.
The gaffers are away, mate. We run the show. Let's do what the hell we want.
Cotter's off to Orlando. Yeah. He's off to Orlando.
Oh, is it? Oh, he's already booked. He's come back from Skyscanner website. He's back here now.
Yeah.
I'm off. Oh, so he's actually going to it. Oh, nice.
Well, I don't know whether he is. Mickey Boys put buying from the supermarket. They have preservatives. I think that's only if it's like. I don't think that's if it's cut, because it's basically cut up in it. All it is
just fresh, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's on the fishmonger stand, but it's just packed up in a pack. You know, in the pack. Yeah. So it's on the fishmonger stand. So I don't know whether that's a preservative.
Well, I don't know. Like Bernard Matthews, like
fish fingers or something like that. Cod, yeah.
Next time we have videos on, we'll just see a brown fish finger
floating across. Yeah, breaded breadcrumbs. No, I'm not. I don't know about that. I mean, obviously the squid. That wasn't, because the woman picked it up and it was like obviously out of the ice. So that definitely is not thingy. But the others were all in packs. It was all in like a vat pack, but it was all like supposedly fresh. I chopped it. It smelled all right. You know what I mean? Everything fine, but it smelled all right. It smelled all right to me. And if you think about it, yeah. So I don't know. Fingers crossed. Well, the fish loved it anyway, so that's the main thing. Do you know what I mean? They loved it, but yeah, they are old videos he uses a mincer. So I've not got a mincer, mate. I use my blender.
Yeah.
So he has done some. No, I've not seen them.
Definitely when I retired, it might be a project, I think. I ain't got the time.
See that. Week exchange at the moment, 82 pence to the dollar. Wow.
Yeah, it's getting close to 1-to-1. I think it's about 1.2 into it to the pound.
Yeah. Jay's top tips for finances. Wow.
Jay's, I can't save up for a tank, never mind anything else. Told you, look, 1.21. Look at this now.
Wow.
People just tuning in. Here we are, the financial markets.
Oh, Mickey's put, he thought I meant frozen. No, not frozen, mate. No, fresh. No. He's at the fresh fish store, but packed up in a vat pack. So, yeah, fishmongers.
Next we'll have to talk about the footsie and the...
Yeah, it's fresh, frozen from the fish circuit, no preservatives. Nick, good man. Last time I went to Orlando, I wasn't into reefing. No, I would definitely love to go to something like that. Yeah, Disneyland. He was off to Disneyland.
Gotta be.
But yeah, just having a look down to see.
Did you put that again, or is that you going backwards?
Yeah. No, that was me. I clicked it by accident. I'm just seeing if I've missed anything. If I missed anything out, but
I think you've done a good job there, Steve. Keeping up the chat tonight. Very professional job.
I think I've caught up to it, mate.
How many thumbs up you got tonight for all that graphic?
Oh, I don't know. I can't see it on it. I can't see it.
5, it says on mine.
5? That's probably about right.
I'm not joking.
Is it? Oh, that's no good. That's diabolical, mate. I'm not doing these no more.
I'm not doing these anymore. He's up on strike.
Yeah, I'm off on strike, mate. I'm not doing these no more. There's no chance.
Mate, you're up at 4 o'clock in the morning and you get.
No, I've got 33 I've got. When did you snapshot that or something?
No, I just looked then. Oh,
33 you've got.
Oh,
come on, Jay. You try to wind me up. Yeah, come on, mate. Come on.
I've just refreshed it. No, it genuinely had 5 on it before. Yeah.
Oh, mate. Let's see. Oh, God, what have I done there? Oh, right, there we go. Let's see. New Euro tax on air nets are going up. Prices are going through the roof. You guys should do the 4 reefers fish tour. Hey, that sounds good, that. Nick, that sounds class.
Good, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? The 4 reefers fish tour. 4 of
us on a satellite bloody call, never mind going around the country. When was the last time all 4 of us were on? It must have been thumbs. Oh, I thought it said thumbs down then.
Yeah, thumbs down.
I thought it said 34 thumbs down. I'd love to do a little tour, but it's just like we can't even get ourselves on a bloody live stream. Busy live.
Jay should host next week if it's just used to again. Oh, no. mate. I don't think Jay's going to do that.
I only do one a year. It's New Year's Day or whatever it is. The first one of the year. Remember? Did that for New Year's resolution. I enjoy just sitting and watching and winding everybody up. So can't do that.
Well, I think it's going to be me again, isn't it? Doing a live stream. I think next week. again.
Look,
3 weeks on the trot.
No, let's just think about it.
Is Paul away?
I don't think Paul's here for the next one.
He's not here next week, yeah?
And then...
Yeah, so it's going to be me again.
Ross might still be, he might not be here. Oh, for God's sake, it might be me and you again, mate.
Might be me. You know what? What we'll do is we'll get some... Maybe we'll do something different, like, say, an open mic. So I might link a few people, might get a few people, yeah?
Could do, yeah.
So if you want to join us next week, yeah, what I'll do is just message me on Instagram, private message me on Instagram, send me your email, and then what I'll do is I'll send you a link. Obviously, I can't get tons of people on because what do you call it? It's
only
just
about
it wouldn't
2
be
or
fair.
3 in the evening.
Yeah, so I'm going to say like 2 or 3 people, and then like I said, maybe we could do a few of them, on the next coming weeks, maybe like joining people coming on and joining us and stuff. So what we'll do is we'll sort some out. So yeah, let us know. And then maybe like say 20 minutes a piece or something. Or what do you think, Jay? 20 minutes a piece.
Time, then you could go to your kitchen and then you can whip up the fresh fish food and we can see how that goes. We could have Steve's live cooking show. Yeah. I reckon we're all up for that.
So we're getting everything in all at the same time. Bit of reefing, bit of fish cooking, and some general chat. How about that? That sounds good. Right?
Do you know what? I think
that sounds good.
Ourselves here tonight. We thought we'd talk about reefing for about 10% of it. I think we've managed 10%. So I think we've done pretty well there.
I think we have, mate. I think we have. I mean, a lot of people are saying Jay to host, but yeah, Jay calls Cobra meetings all week before we come up to it.
Friday's sacred. I like just sitting here.
You did good last time though, mate. I've got to give it. You did good. Yeah, you did good, mate. There's more chance of Christian having his photo taken than Jay doing a live stream hosting.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, mate. Yeah. Christian at Signature join us and help us out. Hey, good
so
point.
I've said this, right? And I was there yesterday and I said, let me do a live stream from your shop. I want to do a live stream from Signature Frags, like join it from there, and then we can have a bit of Q&A and I can, show you around. I'd love to do that. I'm trying to organise it. So if you're still in the chat, Christian, let's get going.
Yeah, that'd be good. Like you said, let me see. Oh, he's there. He is. Christian still is, isn't he?
Yes, look, Chris, I told you,
it will happen at some point, I promise. Just struggle with time, with commitments. I have. Absolutely. That's it. We all have commitments, don't we? And like I said, I'm the worst one for it because with my job, it's difficult. And obviously with Christian, with his shop, it's and family life and stuff like that. Absolutely, it's hard for sure. Andrew's done very well, lads.
Cheers,
appreciate it, Andrew. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Andrew. You were on from a few minutes in, minutes in, so I appreciate it.
Definitely. Most people have. We've had constant 50 odd people, and Steve can do his fish whippy food. Come on. Hold on a minute. Listen. How can I do this? I've got to host this, and then I've got to bring people on, and then I've got to think about this. This is
mate, you've got look what you've done with that new mic. That's a game changer. You've been.
This is pretty hard, this, mate. This is pretty hard. This, you know what I'm saying? I tell you. Fair enough. Signature Max. Soon enough, Chris. So Christian's definitely saying at some point it will happen. So hopefully, it's can't wait to see that. That'd be great. For sure.
It would be great,
but not got long left. We've only got 2 minutes left. So, like I said, I think we've done pretty decent, Jay.
Week, let us know. It might just be me and Steve. So, if there's anything you want to cover, or if you do want to see Steve whipping up his fishy whippy, fishy whippy frenzy. Hey, we can call it, can't we? Fishy whippy frenzy. Yeah. It would be an absolute nightmare, wouldn't it? It would.
But yeah. We'll figure some out. They'll figure some out. And Christine said, we figured out the internet connection, Jay. You're welcome to stream from the farm. Nice, Jay.
See? That'd be great. Like to do that.
That's going to be coming soon.
He turns all his lights off at 6. He'll be in the dark. You'll have to be like, because I don't know. Like the coral farm, it's quite intense during the day, and I think obviously there's like the cycle of the the light. Everybody's corals get used to the cycle, but yeah, he knocks his lights off at 6, so I'll be sat there in the dark. I have to have like a little.
Does he have them on like the moon? Does he have them on the lunar cycle? Do you have them on the lunar cycle, Christian?
No, I don't think so. I think it's cool.
Where the lights all go off, under the lunar thing. Power cut, yeah. Saving electric, mate. Dear stuff, that.
Well, I would be as well if I had a coral farm. Jesus.
They'll be going off at 2:30 in the afternoon, mate.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tell you.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, they are. Fish Whippy and Jay dips a chalice.
Well,
mate, that'd be funny.
I'm going to have to get one from Steve's house. There's no chance.
Yeah. You got no chance, mate.
I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway,
you know what?
I've had a good time. Has anybody else got anything else in the chat?
I've enjoyed it. No lunar. Don't want any spawning and soil in the water. Well, very true. Very true. Yeah. Because that's what can happen, innit? The lunar cycle, it can bring on spawning, can't it? You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, you don't want that for sure.
Was that snails? If it's coral spawning, that's good.
For corals and stuff, I think. Yeah, corals do it. Yeah, for sure. So everybody's put in. Yeah, cheers. Thanks for tonight, guys.
Cheers, thank
Appreciate you all joining us on this, like I said, Friday night, as you always do, guys. We love to see you all, and we love to have a chat. It's great. I look forward to it, like you do, don't you, Jay? And we all do, don't we?
It's good, it's just a bit of light-hearted chat on a Friday, gets you to the weekend, and everybody can catch up.
Yeah, for sure, mate, for sure. But yeah, once again, guys, thanks for joining in.
Make it to the end, then, no.
What's that?
Julie didn't make it to the end, did she?
She not made it?
I don't think so.
Oh, no, she's not said time up, has she?
No.
Oh, she's there. Yeah, at 9:57.
Oh,
she left that message at 9:57. She's just not said time, unless she's fell asleep in the last 3 minutes, which I can't see that. You know what I mean?
I can't see that.
No, not in 3 minutes. No
brilliant.
chance.
Well,
anyway, I appreciate you all joining, guys. Once again, we're going to be on my channel next week. If you want to join us in the stream next week, hit me up on Instagram, private message me, and we'll be able to sort some out. Like I said, 2 or 3 people maybe, and we'll get it on. I'll send you the link over to your email. So, once again, enjoy your weekend, guys. Have fun, and stay safe. Cheers, guys.